Hello out there. We might be streaming right now, might be live. Go and check it right quick. Yo, hello. I believe we are on the air. Yes, this is InFamous Alchemist and Hip Hop and Beyond. We doing another show today for just a few. There we go. We got the feedback loop. So we're gonna be kicking it fresh all day. I'll be showing you just a little bit of stuff, some artwork on the screen, artwork and photos. So just some drawings and different stuff that I've done throughout my art career. You know, Rainbow Jedi stuff. There's one of the finished drawings, just a sketch. Some editing. Got the kid looking at the dragon gem. That'd be the school bus up in the post up. Yeah. 85-2. That's what's up. Some graphic pictures and stuff coming through. We got some music covers, album artwork and stuff. The hidden alchemists, the hidden Jedis, Northwest shamanistic collaborations. That's the symbol for that right there. Some strange, you know. Black hole toroidal vortex. So these are all photos that I either captured and altered, or they're drawings, they're art, stuff like that, or just photos. Some crystals, you know. Out at one of the events back last year, had to alter out and some cool gems and stuff. So these are just gonna play. This is just me, my photos and stuff. But I'm gonna start talking to you now, just specifically, just about some more cool stuff. While those photos just roll by, that's some Northwest shamanistic art right there. So there's much music out there in the world, and there's many people doing many great things. We got some amazing tunes in the background of the music. I'll turn it up. I'll let you hear it. Yeah, we love them tunes. We love them tunes. So now I'd just like to dive in. Start with as these pictures roll by, just let you know a little bit about me, about myself. I go by many names. The one that's stuck so far is InFamous Alchemist. Through my travels, traveled a long ways in a short amount of time, and many people that I met, they heard my story and they asked me if I had read the book, The Alchemist. I said no, I'd never read the book. And they said, "Oh, that's interesting. Your story sounds similar to the boy in the story." Similarly enough, I was already into alchemy before all that, and I was like, "Yeah, alchemy is a passion of mine. That's cool. There's a book written about it." Um, so I still have never read the book technically. I know some of what it's about from the people that I've met on the travels and stuff, but yeah. So from that started the whole thing. Like, "Oh, you're an alchemist, or you're the alchemist." I'm like, "Nah, I'm not the alchemist. Like, I ain't got no fame. I'm the infamous, yo." And they're like, it kind of just stuck because I was just saying I'm the infamous, like I don't have any fame, you know. But they're like, no, you're the infamous alchemist, and I'm like, sure, you know, because I've gone by many names my whole life, you know. Names are passionate. Thing I like characters. I like sigils and symbols, and they tell many different important stories, you know. So um, this is some of my art rolling by on the screen, and there's some strange stuff in there. It's just some of it's just cartoonish. Some of it's depicting like dreams, like this one right here is a dream. Um, but yeah, so I'd always been about names. I'd always been about like titles, you know, like Hunapu and Ixbalanque. That's the sigil of the Mayan sign that was just up last. That's my Mayan sigil. So I'm really into astrology, and I'm really into ancient cultures. So that's where really the whole traveling started, and that's where my beatboxing and poetry came out of, was like ancient cultures. And so I had always been like beatboxing and reciting poetry my whole life. It wasn't until later in life when I became a teenager, like a young teenager, like 12, 13, I figured out what rap was and what hip hop was. And the melody and the beat was all there, and it all sounded to me like, you know, some beauty. So I started to spit fluent freestyle poetry, freestyle lyricism, um, and that was just a hobby. That was just a hobby of mine, and it still is. I don't ever plan to make my career based on just things I like to do alone. You know, I still am an avid painter. I draw. I design things, clothing. I love cloth, stuff like this. I love to explore, and so that's where it all started. Was somewhat of the exploration of the self and of nature. I had been raised vegetarian my whole life, so I stuck with that tradition, and helped me figure out and become who I am today, which is a lover of plants, a lover of rocks and minerals, a traveler. Um, so that's where the passion came from. We got my homegirl Lily right here, a little doggy. She's super cute. Say hello. Yes, hi. Oh, she's a great companion. I love animals. Uh, I would never want to eat an animal unless like absolutely necessary, you know. But I believe in a world where we can live with animals in peace, and I believe that we can live in a world where we can have enough plant-based nutrients to sustain human life. Whether we had 7 billion people or we had 80 billion people, I don't think that's a factor of how many people are on the planet, because the planet's massive. Like, people underestimate, you know, how much resources are given from the planet and how many resources are actually needed for one human to survive. Like, one human doesn't actually need that much nutrients to live. It's just about, you know, what they're doing. You know, like someone like me who's very thin, you know, I'm not much of a builder, even though I've done construction and stuff some of my life. I'm not a builder. I'm a painter, and I like to use symbols, and I like to create things, but more in theory, you know. And then like people that are into creating people's visions, they can help me build that. But really, you know, everyone has a place in life. You know, everyone's got what they're good at and what they're not good at. You know, like I might be all right at building, but you know, there are other people that I know that are like excellent builders. You know, they build things not just because it's their job, like they actually already like to do that and they're good at it. That's like that's the interesting part for me, is like human relationship to each other, to nature, to the earth, and like the skills that we have and the magic that we create when we're utilizing our full purpose and our full potential to create something that's, you know, more beneficial for the children's children, you know, not ourselves now, because what's beneficial now might not be beneficial later. It might be actually harmful. So I'm more into like that whole cause effect of that people can get along, people can live in harmony. That's where shamanism, things like this, I started to discover at a young age. Like what was ceremony, what was tribal tradition, what was oral tradition, oral stories, like the myths of our ancient ancestors. Like why were some of the people that were back then so powerful? They were able to do things that seemingly impossible to one human body. But that's still myth, that's still lore, but for some reason those stories were told over and over and over again. That's where I'm at. It's like what's the truth of what was actually spoken by our ancestors so long ago? You know? It's a great world that we're living in. We have the speed of the internet, we have the speed of ideas, we have the speed of knowledge to just travel so quickly. Back in the day, it took a messenger. You know, I'm more like a messenger. You know, like I wouldn't be building things. I'd be like the guy who would run from this place to this place to tell someone something. You know, but now since we have phones, well, what's a messenger to do if his job's taken over by electronics? Well, one of the only things that I know to do is continue spreading a message, like painting and capturing art. Like this is some different sacred texts and different illustrations of like ancient stuff, photography of a mountain out of a book with lots of lore, lots of legends surrounding different areas on the globe. You know, so that's why I travel. That's why, because I like to send a message, but I like to spread a message. And some of the most beautiful messages that I've ever heard, the most beautiful stories I've ever heard, are from native indigenous cultures, whether they're changed now, like the Native American and, you know, separating the Native American and the Indian culture. Like both of those people at one point were still Aboriginal. They were like the original people. And even though metropolises are built over the sacred land where the ancients used to play, the story, the actual myth of whatever was going on, that's still, that energy is present in that ground. You know, we have a lot of open space in the world, on the earth, and on the planet, and people had to travel, you know, much more often because there was no technology. Right? You couldn't just get in a car and go somewhere, just like you couldn't call someone and have them know what you're thinking. You have to like actually go there and walk there. At least what we believe in and know as so far. I mean, I believe that there is possibility to have a semi-high technology enough so you could pass messages, you know, using receivers, stuff like this, things that they think that the Egyptians were using natural energy from the earth, um, mythical magnetism, stuff like this. So this is just kind of like a quick little message, a live stream about me, about what I do, and about why I'm existing in today, like why I live. I live for the plants, vegetarian, like I said, so my job to me, to no one else, just myself, is to make sure that there's a lot more plants on the planet for either other people's children or my children, whoever's children there are, because I believe that having a diet of fruit helped me out through my whole life thus far. I've never needed to eat meat. Yeah, maybe I could to become stronger, but not everyone wants to be a builder. Not everyone needs to be a builder. There's many ways to live your life out there, and I still believe that people that eat meat, no matter what they do, even though they eat the meat, that's their choice. But to actually know where your meat comes from and to actually like hunt it yourself, like that's more of where I find honor in the people that eat meat, is the ones that hunt it themselves. I see them as like a true warrior, whereas someone who eats meat but isn't a warrior, I don't see them deserving that privilege. Just like I don't see myself as necessarily like a warrior for blood and flesh and meat. I see myself more as a warrior for light, like fruits and messages and visions and things that are thus not so much of this physical or of this now, but of another now, in the same essence of this moment, but just maybe a different frequency. So I'm gonna go back to some tunes, let you just hear these really quick. Right on. So, just gonna recap a little bit for you what I was saying. Um, I believe everyone is a logical person, just like everyone I believe is a creative person. You got both sides of the same brain, the same yin and yang, the same. It's all perception, and it's all just light. So either the presence of or the absence, which is nothing and everything. And I just feel like there's many ways we can go about living our lives. And I think it's beneficial that we share our ideas and our thoughts from person to person and see each other's story. Why are people the way they are? And that's just what I believe and what I see. So, and if you'd ever like to send me any information about your art or what you're building, your creations, because building is art, art is building, just different frames of mind and construction. But yeah, get some tunes and. Wonder what our ancient self was saying.
My favorite song of all times. So let's see how we could be infamously alchemized to a freestyle, alright? Yo. Breaking barriers, smashing down whatever you find, wherever you're around.
This guy.
All strings.
This guy right here.
Dissolving. While we know we ever evolving, I keep singing and balling, and while I'm flying.
Well, we're having technical difficulties. That's just life. It's all good though. We got this picture right here. It's changing. Yeah, but for real, let's check it out. There's some more art I did right there. So that is like a 6 foot plus, like high, just like large flat panel. That's like the first bottom like 2 feet of the picture, just like the landscape with the gold Buddha. That's some other strange stuff. I love this picture right here. Might not mean a lot to you, but it means a lot to me. You see right here in the center of this dragon portal, dragon gate, stargate, whatever you want to call it, where the dragon's tail meets the dragon's tongue. He's pointing to that area with his staff or wand, this little king-looking magiK guy. And through that, you can see on the opposite side, there's a disc pointing from the stick through. And on the opposite side of that disc, there's another disc. These are ancient symbols. And, you know, back then, we would be portraying messages, not always with words, because not everyone could read necessarily every language that was being created at those times. But images have always held important knowledge. So this is just this is my website. You can always go to more, find cool stuff. Got lots of stuff on knowledge too. Any sort of things you're interested in. And if you're ever interested in sharing your art, sharing your music, whatever it is that you're interested in, yeah, collaborations, hit me up. We low key. InFamous Alchemist on SoundCloud. You can find me pretty easily. I'm around somewhere. And yeah, this is just like a little shout out to life and what I believe in, because I believe that everyone believe is important, and to not necessarily not believe in religions or to believe in religions, you know, just like that part is subjective and separate from the individual person's belief. And I think that everyone's individual belief is important, and that a lot of times everyone's kind of just thrown together in these categories of like this religion or that religion, or this color or that color, or you're skinny or you're fat. It's like that's not enough crucial evidence to support that those people's opinions are similar because of what they look like or may believe similarly enough, because everyone is unique and everyone is different, And we're moving into an age of Aquarius where the individuals will be seen as more important than the corporation. The individual is more important than the corporation. The people hold the key to the future, not technology, not religion, not science, not politics. No. The future is changed by human beings that are just like you or you or you. And we're all different, but we're all humanity, and that's life. So get used to it. Know your neighbors, and that's, help each other out. That's more important than money because you might die tomorrow and you can't take anything to your grave. So, might as well start living today for today and helping tomorrow be better off for the children instead of debt and things that are borrowed to stack on those children's back and make them pay for the things that they weren't even consciously here to help choose, so help each other. Every person is important. Everybody is individual. Everyone's unique. Everyone deserves happiness and freedom. That's the truth. We were born in the likeness of the universe. That's what I believe is the ever knowing, the all. Some people could say to them it's their God or it is God, or I just believe that the universe is much stranger and has much more power than we can ever beg to understand. I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love everyone. And this was just like kind of like a little excerpt, little thing happening. Let you know what's going on with me. Hope that you send me your information. If you're an artist, musician, connections, whatever it is, I'd love to help you out. I know that everyone can help someone out, and everyone can help anyone out if they're willing. And I'm willing to help you. That's just the truth. If you want something, if you need something, if you need help, contact me. If you want to make music, you want to make art, you can contact me. If you want to go on travel somewhere crazy, I will do it with you. Like if you got one guy that you can call up whenever to go anywhere in the world, I'm the guy that would actually go. This last year, 2015, sometime around fall, I backpacked from Boise, Idaho, and with the help of a lot of amazing people, I made it all the way to Guatemala in like 2 months. Just by foot, bike, plane, motorcycle, things like this. I didn't use any planes to get there, but I used a plane to get back. Had some difficulties down there for a moment, and was unable to really help myself for a moment. And some beautiful family members, bless them out there, sending them much love, and sending all the families and people that I've met down there, sending them much love to helping me and to helping themselves learn that they were able to help others. And so, yeah, I hitchhiked from Boise, Idaho to Guatemala within like two months about. That's just a little story to tell you. The last bit of time that I was doing something, I was gone for a minute on my own crazy venture, and that was for me to learn and grow and to learn how to help others as well as myself. So I learned a lot from that, and I'm grateful to have learned so much and to had so many beautiful people help me along my way. And I really believe in that. I believe that humans are nomadic and that we travel and traverse the earth, and that's what we're supposed to do. Like the birds, they migrate from place to place. And yeah, so much love out there to everyone that helped make all this happen, helped create the infamous Alchemist, because this was not made just by myself. This was just created from really quite nothing, almost seemingly as somewhat of a just kind of a humorous anecdote to a story I told one day. And yeah, so drop me some contacts, drop me some music or art if you want me to put it up on this feed, because I'll probably do a few more of these throughout the next year, maybe more, if it continues to develop. Like, people are sending me information to use. Um, I'll put up your work, I'll put up friends' work, I'll put up cool stuff that you like, that you are normally watching or listening to. And send me information, send me like comments about if you want to see a video about any specific topic. Um, I'm not one to brag, but I do know about many different things, especially from my travels. So I know about different ways to hitchhike, different ways to travel, different ways to get places using like little money. Um, Doing things like permaculture, gardening, painting, muraling, like vegan chef type stuff. I got lots of different skills, and so if there's like someone out there who's really interested in, oh, I want to see Infamous Alchemist like teach me how to do this, then I'll do my best to either do it myself, or like I might know some people, I could do a show with them, like you know like, oh, I want to learn how to leather work, I could like contact my friends that are really good at leather working, and we could do like a show, or like making jewelry, and I could contact friends and make a show, or um, whatever it is. Much love once more again out there. I'll turn up some tunes, let you hear I'm listening to in the background, and then I'll probably close out the video within the next few minutes here. But just a little quick warm shout out to all of you from me, Infamous Alchemist, and tell you like what I was doing for the past like year, kind of like a little summary of some stuff. Um, yeah, so much love. Kick back, hang out. Yeah, yeah. So Northwest Shamanistic. Northwest Shamanistic. That's what I represent. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's just a little bit right there, and yeah. So this is just like a little collaboration I started about a year or so ago. Um, just a lot of artists out there that I know that they have great like works of their art and great ambition, but it's always good for us to have an outlet, like where we want to, you know, launch, off some stuff. So I started Northwest Shamanistic. So if there's any freestylers, artists, poets, you know, you make something with your words or your hands, I would like to know about it. Infamous Alchemist, representing you, the common person. I'm just doing me, and I love to have feedback, and I love to collaborate. So, that being said, much love. Probably gonna close out this broadcast and start up a new one here within the next few days. Let you know what's been going on in the great wide universal threads and webs of the omnipotent now, ever streaming. So, y'all like sunlight beams, and keep on loving, keep on shining bright, and everything's gonna be alright. Much love out there to y'all, and hope y'all have a wonderful evening. And yeah, much love.